Here's what's coming up on the show.
It was a radio that also had the cassette where you made your own mixtape and you could record.
Bam! That's your favorite memory? That's like a double-edged sword favorite.
It's the favorite plus a trauma bonding experience.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And now let's tune into the show.
See that espresso machine behind you, and I just
you envy her situation.
The top tier situation.
Except for I used the Keurig this morning.
The situation happening right now.
Alicia is a real coffee connoisseur. I drink coffee, but I'm not finna do all that espresso joint.
Well, see, I did not buy this super nice machine until I moved from my old house. I bought like a cheaper, I think it was $99 one. This one, I bought it during the terrible, great and terrible pandemic of
the panorama.
And it should have only been like 300 something, but it was 600 something. And, but I was selling my house and moving, so I'm like, this is my.
Why not?
I gift to myself.
Why not? Because why not?
Right. No, well, we're not enough rolling at the moment. That's for sure. So. But what's funny is like I'm living with my parents, which I love. I love it. We're going to talk about Christmas gifts in a second, this has been a gift. But my mom has a Keurig, and I had a Keurig at my old house. I would always have a Keurig and the espresso machine. And I find myself using the Keurig so much more. But this one has a coffee grinder. And then I bought a grinder because I didn't want to run this one. I don't know how well this grinder will hold up with like grinding a batch of coffee. So I have another grinder over here, and I buy the beans because I learned, the pre-ground coffee can have a certain amount of
trash
bugs in it. And yeah. So like if I'm out and about and ordering coffee or something, I'm like, I'm not going to think about it, right? But at home, I know I like Kona blend coffee the best. I have my creamer. I ground my beans in that. Anyway,
be a part of the show.
Yes,
black and bougie coffee girl.
Yeah. Black and bougie coffee. Yes, no.
Black and bougie coffee is amazing. Oh, TM.
Yep. There's a place called Black and Bougie Coffee.
Come on.
She's saying it's a good name. Black and Bougie
now
Coffee.
I get it. That's a perfect, like, if there was a cafe
called we need to open a coffee shop and call it that.
No, God.
Straight from the record. This is not going on.
I had Feel Good Coffee Company, and I was gonna like release my own coffee blend.
Yeah.
But Black and Bougie Girl Coffee.
Girl, go trademark it now.
She's at.
That was great. Black and Bougie Coffee. I'm down.
I would invest.
Okay. I am Black and Bougie Coffee.
With a whole.
Literal, but do you see? But the pun in there.
Yeah,
I love it.
I accept
it. Because coffee is usually black, and we black.
Right. Okay, never mind. We're not going there. Okay, so we're coming up in the holiday season. Christmas. Do you guys like Christmas?
Oh, love it.
I love Christmas.
Okay, me too.
Love Christmas.
I went through a stint where I didn't because I hated how commercialized it was and how it so was not about Jesus. That was also going through my like growing in the Lord phase and throwing off the trappings of this world. But once my heart got more centered in the Lord, I was like, I love it again.
Yeah, I think we all went through that phase. However, I know some people are like, they're super like, it's paganism, da da da. I was like, I'm not studying all of that. First of all,
it won't be me. Yeah,
it won't be me. I grew up celebrating Christmas. Yes, it's about Jesus, but what I love the most is that around that season, everyone is on the same page. I wish it would happen more than at Christmas time, but everyone has the same form of a spirit, right? Everybody's giving, everybody's gracious, everybody's kind. Like, I like what the season represents, the atmosphere of the season. I know it's commercialized and all
that
that.
thing about like pagan, everything you do, like check out of the day. At this juncture, if we're checking for paganism, but like Christmas for me, like, so my family is a pretty big family, and they used to all sit in the living room with their own families, right? In their clusters, and then hand out gifts. And here I am by myself every time. It's the kids growing, and so I used to hate it until I realized I just hate being at the family gathering with all their kids, and it made me feel less than.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
I identified that. I'm like, wait a minute. I love Christmas. I love it. I love the Hallmark of Christmas.
All the foolery.
I love all the things. I love all Christmas in July.
Right?
Because why not?
It's not.
Why not?
Yeah.
There's this little store, and it's called Czech Village, but it's a Christmas store. You walk in, and like on the hardest days, I walk in, it'd be Christmas right there. And I just go there, little stations, decoration. Anyway, I love Christmas. It wasn't always that way, but I love it.
If you go to Disney Springs in Orlando, they have a Christmas store that's open year round. You can get Christmas ornaments there year round. And I think there's one in Magic Kingdom. But I discovered it. I mean, it's been there for ages, but we go to Orlando a lot as a family. We love Orlando. Love it. The vacation part of it. I've never explored any other areas. So, but at any rate, yeah, you can go there and you can get Christmas ornaments all year long. If you're ever in Florida, what's you guys' favorite Christmas memories thus far?
Oh, I got it. It was, well, first of all, I think this is going to be very much so a Black mama moment.
Okay.
But like my mom at the time, single parent, the newly single parent, 5. And we saw those gifts underneath the tree taking up almost the whole basement. So we knew we had gifts. My mom kept on asking us to help her clean and all this other stuff. And we was like, whatever, I'm going to take your gifts. Lady, like, no, you're not. Like, where are you going to put them? I don't know who she paid to hold them gifts, but we woke up, no gifts underneath the tree, nothing. We were so in our feelings. And about 8 p.m. that night, like after we had the meal, she's like, it's time to open up gifts. And they were there. And I opened it up, and there's this purple radio. This purple radio. And that night, with the Christmas lights, how I had the window where you could see all the Christmas lights in the neighborhood. So when the lights were off in your room, it was still like shining through there. And I listened to that. I listened to the radio on my purple radio, and it was Christmas music. It was so beautiful.
That is lovely.
I love that story, Kim. That was really great. That's a good core memory. Is that what the people say? It's core girl, it's a good memory.
Yeah. Call it now. Core memory.
I never heard that, but it's a
It's a good memory, Kim.
It was the radio that also had the cassette where you made your own mixtape and you could record what was playing.
I was talking with coworkers about that the other day. I don't know if this was or nothing, but I had a Barbie one, and it was back when you could only fit like 1 or 2 songs on the cassette. Each side of the cassette. So you would play one song, turn it over, and I would just flip the tapes.
I tell you, the way I was like, oh my goodness, I can now even record my favorite jingles from the TV shows. So it was like Family Ties, like, what would we do, baby? Just over and over and over again.
And over and over, loop it.
And I know, Karen, it's my mama. I know you did away with that because you got tired of me playing the same song. I know it was you. I know.
She burnt that cassette tape.
I know it was you.
Oh man! How about you, Andrea? What was one of your favorite Christmas memories?
I think one of my favorite was in Barbuda. I think my sisters were very young at the time, but so if you're from the islands, you have family members that send you barrels, and the barrels contain they live in the U.S. and they would send you barrels, and there would be food, clothing. And this particular time, it was Christmas. This is the only time I remember the barrel coming to us, but it was an aunt that I had living in St. Thomas, and she sent a barrel, and I had all these toys. I was like, I'm the oldest girl, right? So I don't think my sisters really had They were small at that point, really small. And it had dolls, like 3 and 4 dolls. These tea set, all this stuff in there. And I was just like, oh my God, we got Christmas gift. Like, I have Christmas gift. And all this stuff pretty much was mine that my mom gave some of my stuff away. I was so pissed. And then she gave away the doll that I really wanted.
That's your favorite memory? That's like a double-edged sword favorite.
It's the favorite plus a trauma bonding experience.
Yeah, no, it's fine because I still had it was so much I still had gifts. I really did. I still had tea sets and things. I was pissed when I was younger that she gave my stuff away. Like, we got this one barrel and you finna give somebody else.
Yeah.
But I was just being a kid. But I just remember opening up that barrel and seeing all that stuff because I wasn't expecting anything. Mm-hmm. And seeing all of that, I was just like, oh, this is the best Christmas ever.
No, that's so
ever.
A barrel of gifts is awesome.
That's
lovely. So, yeah, that was amazing.
What you got, Alicia?
Let's see. I've been thinking. My parents did Christmas real good. They did it really, really, really well. So my favorite memory. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my favorite part of Christmas. So number one, I loved opening the toys. That was always great. But the way my parents did it, they didn't wrap the gifts. They would set out. They have 5 kids now, so each of us in the living room would have a section in the living room with all of our toys and gifts. So it was a wow factor. You go to be like, whoa, and then like look through everything. So that's fun. But my favorite thing is Christmas Eve. My mom developed this. It became a tradition where we don't have like a full meal on Christmas Eve, but we will have like appetizers. Pigs and they've changed over the years. We'll do like pigs and blankets, sugar cookies and decorated and stuff. We don't do this as much now. We used to go out as a family and go not around the neighbor. I think we went around the neighborhood here once, but we would go to different friends' houses and carol.
Oh, we did that too.
Yeah, we did that too, but it was a church thing.
Okay. And then we would like watch a movie really late. And my mom, we would always get a new bed set and pajamas. And then one of our family friends, Miss Deborah, she, and I don't know, does she still do this? She'll bring us like some treats and stuff that she'll make when we were kids. She would bring us all a gift, and we would open one Christmas gift that night. Christmas Eve night. So we like watch the Santa Claus and in our new PJs and hot cocoa and stuff. And I loved that, like just the camaraderie and the fun and the festiveness. And then my dad for a while started doing like Santa Claus letters. One of my sisters loved it. So he would do like Santa Claus tracks, reindeer tracks. I'm talking about Santa Claus tracks.
Nah, you don't want them.
The real. Yeah. Well, I did. I didn't realize. I don't know. I knew for a while Santa Claus wasn't real, so we weren't super into that. But I guess one of us was, or a couple of us. I don't know when I grew out of it. As a whole, like, we're cool. We don't need Santa. But yeah, I just love the family being together. Yeah, and like it was organic fun. Yeah. So that's my favorite Christmas memory, or memories are kind of centered around that. But I will say it has gotten harder for me as an adult because my siblings are in different places. They want different things. One of them has a family and kids, and they are not nearly as nostalgic as I am. So everyone leaves so early on Christmas Day, but it's just like we're not as together as we used to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's sad to me.
Yeah. I think the recent years have been difficult because like the family is no longer in a central location. Like my parents moved to Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah. And the idea of, okay, everybody making Georgia home is different. So I think that kind of
shifted things.
But if I'm being honest, I'm just telling y'all because it's not going to be on the internet.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm so grateful because I get to like do my thing. I get to like plan a trip. can look different. It doesn't have to look like it's always looked. And I think what I found is as long as I start the day in gratitude and close the day in gratitude, I've just vowed to be joyful in it because it's still a single season for me.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to be like, oh, here I am, Christmas, alone, whatever. But like what I found is if I like fold, you know, like when you're making dough and you're rolling it out, you gotta fold it, right? So if I fold joy into that day, it's always great. So these I want to say the last 3 Christmases have been amazing. Okay. Before that, I go down to my baby sister's, who's like is still like holds that nostalgia. Like will hold that space for me. But shoot, I plan to be on the beach one time.
You know, okay. I love that you said that. Folding joy in on the day. I'm gonna have to practice that because even amongst family, it's completely different now. And I've even tried to start a couple of traditions. And don't get me wrong, my family is great. They always show up, but it means something different to me, I found, than it means to everyone else.
Absolutely.
And like the entrance of my niece and nephew has changed my parents' focus. They're going to go all out for them. And I'm like, I'm your child and I am single and I'm the oldest. I need you. I need you. But they're not going to be there for me that way. But I don't actually. And they know that. And they like my parents give amazing gifts. My mom, really, really, really good gifts. They're great gift givers. But I guess I've said it like 7,000 times. I'm going to say it one more time to make my next point. The togetherness part, what it means for me, for us to be together and like just soaking up the time together, it looks different from them. They don't need their cups filled the way that I need mine filled. So I've had to find other ways to fill my cup. But to your point, Kim, so on Christmas Day, I'm gonna make it a point to do what you said and find ways to fold joy into the day. But one thing I started last year that's becoming a tradition for me is a Christmas trip. Now, even though the togetherness means so much more, means something different, rather, I won't say it means more different to me than my siblings. If I weren't at home on Christmas Day, they would have a conniption fit. I did start going on cruises, which kind of leads to my next point. Like, I want to talk about what we want for Christmas this year.
Let's go.
Like, what kind of gift do you want for Christmas this year? For me, I've given myself a Christmas cruise. Last year, I'm going on one this year. Like before Christmas, I'm going on a Caribbean cruise. It's going to be like a sea day. Then we're going to the Royal Caribbean private island on one of their newer ships.
Okay.
It sounds like the makings of a Hallmark movie. And listen, if Royal Caribbean can get that together, baby. They can call it the righteous cruise.
Depending. There's still so many more steps that have to be worked out. My pragmatic self is being like, that would not be the end of the story. But I do think about that. I'm like, how incredibly cool would it be to meet someone like me who wants the same things out of life on a cruise ship, who already loves cruising and traveling the world and loves the Lord and, all that kind of stuff. I would love it. Because Anyway, Christmas cruises are a gift, and Christmas trips are a gift that I'm giving myself. So yeah, what do you guys want for Christmas this year?
So my parents were not good gift givers. Let's start there. They were younger. I don't know what's happening now. I had to tell them to stop it. Give me a gift card. My dad bought me white diamonds one time. I said, what? You just want me to be single forever? Just say that then.
The perfume?
Yes. He was like, oh, that's good. That's expensive. And I was like, Dad.
Not for a 70-year-old.
Like for you, like for anyway, it doesn't even matter. I'll answer the question. So like I'm going to Cancun this year. Right before that, right before Thanksgiving. And the gift that I want to give to myself is I would really like to go. A gift would be like this. There's this hotel downtown Chicago called the London House. Okay. Mm-hmm. They do a nice little tea party.
Oh.
And I would just really love to dress up. I've thought this through. In an all white pantsuit with a little, give a little fur action. be out dining, take a fine dining experience on like Christmas Day and just like exchange one gift with someone else.
No, but legit, I was having my family do like tried to get them to put together like a wish list so we could know better what to get each other because everyone struggles every year.
Every year, and you get
every year
if I struggle,
right? And so I was like, what do you guys? I had to interview them to figure out like, what do you want? And it kind of like didn't work because the little site I was trying to use. But anyways, I was asking, and my brother was like, man, some socks. I can always just. One of my questions is like, what could you always use? Man, I just need some socks. I thought that's
true.
Like, yeah, me too. Put that on my list, socks.
Okay. Say less. Y'all getting when you get socks in the mail?
I think I know what I'm getting them for Christmas now. A gift card.
Yep.
And they will love it. Yeah. How about you, Emery? I mean, I was thinking about my brother Emery. I called you Emery. Andrea, what would you like for Christmas this year?
So I don't know. So the way me and my husband work is we come up with lists of what all the things we want.
Okay.
And you pick. So I know that whatever is under the proverbial tree is gonna be something on my list. So I don't really have a thing now. I just really enjoy the family moments, to be honest, and work on getting the kids things because Christmas, when you're married and you have kids, it's more about the kids. They're all looking forward to at least something they talked about during the year being there, right?
Yeah.
So I do like getting at least a gift on Christmas because I just like it. I can't tell you why, okay? I just be feeling some type of way if I ain't got one. So
Me too.
Me too.
And say what you want. Yes, I'm not a kid, but who doesn't like to get a gift? Let's just be honest and put that out there. Yeah. So, at least if I have one thing, I am delighted over the moon about it. I don't necessarily have something specific, but I usually come up with something because my husband is going to be like, well, if you don't,
you're going to get these socks.
Just wait.
I'm gonna end up with socks. And so he's like, or nothing. He's like, your list was empty, so I assumed it's nothing. So, but I love just spending a family time. I usually, in those moments, I try to curate them, and then I have this slight OCD about how I want things to look because I got this TV picture in my head. But I've learned to just chill and y'all don't want to. Oh, we don't want to build a gingerbread house, which I never grew up doing. I was just doing it for the kids. We ain't got to do it. Oh, y'all don't care for the food. Y'all don't want all of that. You just want pizza. Okay, we gonna have pizza. So I've learned to,
that's good.
Not put my family under all this pressure to perform for the holiday, but rather enjoy the holiday.
I haven't. It hit me hard last year.
I know. And it's going to come. Because when you get tired.
Come closer, Alicia. Up and out. Up and out. Release.
Yeah.
No, you did not. No, you did not. I think I realized. I cannot believe. Yes, I can't believe it. But I realized that it was the end of an era. It was the end of an era, and I had been holding on to it. I just had to accept it. I don't think I'm ready to go on a cruise on Christmas Day yet, but I am ready to go on a cruise and come home on Christmas Eve. And all that time right before Christmas, I'm like, oh, we got to be all these things together. I do want to enjoy the fact that I have my parents here, both of them, and that we're all well and together and my family is close. Because honestly, I don't know. I could see a future where I'm living in another country. I would love that, to live abroad for several years. I don't know where yet, but I could see that happening. So one of the things for me is while we're still here and we're together, and while it's easy and by still here, I mean we're all local. my siblings and I don't want to take for granted that I am where I am in life, but it is the end of an era. They're all dating, seeing people, getting close to people, and in my own way. I mean, I'm like not dating anyone right now, but I'm open to that, and I'm having my own adventures. I'm not the same person, but anyway. So okay. So we talked about physical gifts and stuff. One of my favorite Christmas songs is the Amy Grant song, Grown Up Christmas List. Like, torn apart, the wars would never start, and time would heal our hearts, that everyone would have a friend, and life would always win, and love would never end, or love would always win and life would never end. I don't know, but this is that song. So I was like, what would be like on your grown-up Christmas list?
Oh, for the world?
Yeah, or just, like if you could ask God for the world, for yourself, for your family, like this is on my Christmas list, like the big girl stuff that we would ask for.
It would be, honestly, I'm seeing so many cases of it, for the mental health of my students to be regulated. Like, that would be on my list. Also, that like some of them, I have a couple of students who are terminal. Life is good. On my end is good. I have my family, like there's so much that's good. And I think about like the things that affect me on a day-to-day. It would be the kids.
The kids.
Wow.
That's good. Because you're a principal, right?
Yeah, there's a context.
Yeah. I mean, we know.
Yes.
That's powerful, Kim. How about you, Andrea?
Oh, man. Who wants to go after that?
Very much so a Miss America. Like, that definitely would have won.
I'll go.
Round.
World peace.
World peace. Miss Congeniality. World peace. I forget what she said about gun control and no one says anything. She's like, and world peace.
Because we all just, want the trivial things in life.
I'll say then, okay, I'll go and you can take some more time to think. I have a couple of things. I was watching this YouTube video, like a short or something, where a couple of shorts are coming through my feed about older people and how hard it was for them to like lose friends, and where the person, I forget, it was like a couple who was saying something like, what you don't realize about getting older is that the people you love, the friends who were there for you or XYZ, couldn't be there for you. And it's hard. And there were so many people like, I lost my spouse and I'm this and I'm so sad and so lonely. And so I agree with everyone I wish that I could do something. And I've been thinking about this, where people who were I didn't realize how lonely people were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there were so many comments of people who were, I'm so lonely, my kids are far away. Like the stuff you see in the movies, that stuff is real. My husband died and I have no one, or my wife passed away and I have nobody. They're so, so, so lonely. Young people, older people. And I guess my list would be finding a way to create community where people were not lonely anymore.
So good.
Because that was heartbreaking to me in this world of millions and millions of people, that people would be so alone. And the fact, I'm over here I have to take a cruise by myself. And that's a big deal. That's a cool thing. And it also made me glad that I'm choosing to do these things now. I feel like where I am in life now, I didn't take the time to go explore the world when I was in 20s and put my feelers out there and really, whatever. And so the Lord he was actually the one who pushed me, stop waiting till you feel like it's the right time. Go live your life now. So I'm doing that. But okay, Kim, I have to remember to cut this out. What time do you have to go?
I can wait till Andrea's done with her.
You're good?
Christmas. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So coming back to it, that's number one. And number two would be, oh man, I forgot my number two. But loneliness, like a cure for loneliness. and lack of friends more than anything. I really want to see that happen.
Yeah.
Okay, how about you, Andrea?
So I think it would be along the lines of what you said. I would wish hope for everybody. I think hope is a lost perspective. Um, that I think people, especially around Christmas time and even Thanksgiving, like seems like it's emphasized because you see a lot of people spending time with their families and things like that. And so the person that doesn't have a family structure per se, they may have friends or whatever, but they feel like that's the perfect paradigm and no one thinks about me. I think a lot of times the enemy use that moment to remove hopelessness.
Mm-hmm.
And so on my grown up Christmas list, I wish that everyone would have a measure of hope to know that this one season doesn't dictate the fact that you woke up this morning. Kind of like what Kim was saying, like folding joy into your day. Like, kind of, hey, this is where I'm at today. You know, it's not perfect. It's not what I think Christmas should look like. Because what should Christmas look like? It looks like what you make it. It looks like what you say it is. And I think a lot of times people just don't have the person or the will in them to know that my life is more because I woke up today.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amen. Well, thank you so much. I mean, I was thinking about, none of us said that everyone in the world would believe in Jesus. Well, I don't know if I should have said that, but as I was thinking that, the Lord was like, no, you're sharing what's on your heart and what matters to you. And those are all like really good things. And the things that we shared are things that matter to the Lord too. So anyway, this has been like a mixture of so much fun, but then also because the holidays are hard. That's why I want to talk about. Holidays can be hard on lots of levels for people. But I really enjoyed this chat. Hopefully we can double back to it before we finish the holiday season and share a little bit more. Because I think it'll be cool to talk about like dealing with, even though it's a hard one, grief during the holidays. So hopefully we can get on that because I definitely have some stories and I've seen my family walk through some things. So I would love to like talk about that and how we encourage ourselves through those times because I think that's useful. An interesting conversation, maybe a heavier one, but we can find a way to make it light. I've loved this talk, y'all. This has been great on the show. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you in next week's episode of the show. Bye.
Bye.